What does it actually feel like to spend years on death row? Not months, not weeks, years. Some inmates wait for a date that never comes. Others wake up already knowing the day is marked on a calendar. Court records show death row is not one single moment of horror. It is a slow wait. Sometimes it lasts 10 years. Sometimes it lasts a lifetime. Tonight, we step inside the lives of 4 women: Linda Carty, Darlie Routier, Karla Faye Tucker, Christa Pike. 4 different crimes, 4 different states, but one shared reality. 3 of them are still waiting. One of them already knows exactly when her time runs out. And what happens to her next is impossible to believe. Texas, the Mountain View Unit, 2002. Court records confirm Linda Carty was sentenced to death for the murder of her neighbor, Joanna Rodriguez. Her day starts at 3 in the morning. A guard calls out her name. She must answer out loud, just to prove she is still alive. Breakfast comes 1 hour later. Then it is time for work. You were basically cut off from your family, from the outside world, and from everything that you considered a norm, Carty says. Appeal after appeal gets filed. Appeal after appeal gets reviewed. Some get denied. Others are still pending. She has a daughter she says she truly loves. She also has 2 grandsons she has barely met. Texas rules will not let her see children because her case involved a child. No hugs, no holidays, just old photographs, and 1 phone call every 90 days. For Linda, this sentence is not only about dying, it is about slowly disappearing from the people she loves. Then came a different kind of loss. Carty talks about a woman she was close to, a friend on the row. It was the coldest, saddest, scariest, loneliest feeling ever, she recalls. That night, she listened to the radio. She was hoping for a reprieve. Instead, she heard the time of death. You sit in your bed and you just cry, Carty says, because you realize it could happen to any one of us, not because of guilt, but because the system itself failed you. Before her friend was led away, she left behind 4 final words. Don't stop fighting. Carty never has. She calls the death penalty deeply flawed. She still insists she is fighting to clear her name. But just a few cells away, another woman was fighting that exact same battle. In 1997, a Texas jury handed down a death sentence to Darlie Routier. Court records show she has maintained her innocence ever since. Her mornings start at 4:30, devotions first, then work. One place keeps her grounded, the prison garden. It's wonderful to see the things that you plant grow, she says. But her first day on death row was not peaceful. She expected to meet monsters. I'm thinking, how am I going to defend myself? Routier recalls. Instead, every woman on the unit walked up and hugged her. It was not the welcome she expected. One inmate took her under her wing. Her name was Karla Faye Tucker. We will return to her story shortly. For Routier, death row became something she never imagined, a place where strangers slowly became family. But outside those walls, her real family was falling apart. Her son, Drake, was diagnosed with cancer. Routier could not be there. Not for one treatment. Not for one hospital visit. That was very hard, she says. I couldn't be there for him like a mom should be. She calls it horrible. Horrible. Drake survived. Today, he is free of cancer. But the years she missed can never come back. Those were moments only a mother should have witnessed. Routier still hopes for exoneration. New forensic testing is underway. I can tell you that I'm very hopeful, she says. She insists, plainly, I didn't do this. If her sentence is ever carried out, she says the guilt will not belong to her, it will belong to the state. Houston, Texas, 1983. Court records confirm Karla Faye Tucker took part in the murders of Jerry Dean and Deborah Thornton during a robbery. She was sentenced to death. But 14 years on death row changed her completely. You're not the same person you were when you came in here, she said. Not even near the same person. Tucker became known for her faith. She also became known for how she treated the women around her. You don't see inmates, she said. You see people. To Routier and the others, Tucker was not just a fellow inmate. She was family. We are knit together in a special way, Tucker said. There's a bond there that's so special. But that bond was about to be tested. A date was coming. A date no appeal could stop. The 3rd of February, 1998. As the date came closer, Tucker's fear was not for herself. I don't have any fear of that, she said. I'm concerned for those who are going to be left behind. My family and friends, my husband. Her case exploded across national headlines. Religious leaders spoke out. Politicians spoke out. Reporters from across the country wanted answers. Everyone asked her the same question. What did she fear most? Her answer never changed. I want them to have peace, she said. I'm going to be thankful for all of the love. At 38 years old, after 14 years on death row, Karla Faye Tucker was executed. Court records confirm she became the first woman executed in Texas since 1863. For years, uncertainty had defined her life. That night, the uncertainty finally ended. Knoxville, Tennessee, 1995. Christa Pike, just 18 years old, took part in the killing of fellow Job Corps student Colleen Slemmer. In 1996, a jury convicted her of first-degree murder. Court records confirmed the sentence, death. At just 20 years old, Christa Pike became the youngest woman on death row in the United States. In her earliest interviews, she did not believe it would ever actually happen to her. I don't really think about that, she said, because I don't think I'm ever going to see it. She leaned on a faith she had never had before prison. I pray every night, read my Bible, she said. That's the only thing that's really going to help me. Hope, she said, was all she had left. But hope does not survive years of isolation unchanged. Nearly 12 years later, Christa Pike is a different woman. Her cell is one room. She stays there 23 hours a day. I'm only out of my room 1 hour a day, she said. And that's just in another cage, like a dog kennel. The isolation began erasing something deeper than time. I don't even remember what it feels like to be free, she admitted. In 2001, she was convicted of attempting to murder another inmate. That case pushed her toward a stunning decision. She asked to end her appeals. She volunteered for execution. I got tired, she said simply. Still, she did not deny what she had done. I hurt so many people with this, she said. Decades later, that one decision would collide with a date that no one saw coming. 4 women, 4 different crimes, 4 different states. But court records, and their own words, reveal the same pattern. Isolation that never lifts. Families separated by walls and rules. Appeals that stretch on for years. Hope that rises, then collapses without warning. Routines that never change, day after day. Watching other women disappear, sometimes forever. The constant, quiet possibility of execution. And years of ordinary life lost for good. Birthdays, graduations, hospital visits, gone. Linda Carty is still fighting. Darlie Routier is still waiting. Karla Faye Tucker's fight ended in 1998. One more sentence is still counting down. Tennessee court records confirm it. Christa Pike's execution is scheduled for the 30th of September, 2026, unless further court action steps in. If it is carried out, the significance will be historic. She would become the first woman executed by the state of Tennessee in more than 200 years. Her legal team is still fighting. They continue to challenge the state's execution process. The clock is still running. And for the only woman on Tennessee's death row, one question no longer feels distant. Will this actually happen to me? Soon, she may finally have her answer. So we return to where we started. What does it actually feel like to spend years on death row? It is not only the fear of dying, it is waking up every day, knowing your life is controlled by courts, appeals, and prison routines you cannot change. It is watching the outside world keep moving without you. It is missing birthdays, missing hospital rooms, missing the small, ordinary moments that make up a life. And for some, it is finally reaching the day they spent years fighting against, or waiting for. 4 women, 4 sentences, 1 system. What do you think? Does the death penalty deliver justice, or does it just deliver more suffering? Tell us in the comments below. And subscribe, because next week, we go inside another case the world has not fully heard yet.